Hi everybody, welcome to my channel. My name is Alan Whistler. I'm a musician, a music teacher and a guitar luthier. I'm also going to be doing some videos on another channel about woodworking, wood turning on lathes and so on, but that's to come in the future. Not quite ready for that just yet. Working on a workshop. Welcome to my workshop, by the way. Today's video is a guitar luthier video and it's about general maintenance for your guitar. Luthiers charge a lot of money for these services. And for good reason. It's very time consuming. I'm probably going to fast forward through a few parts of the video, certainly. What we're doing today, I've been given a Yamaha C40 acoustic, classical acoustic guitar. It's in need of some real tender love, care and attention. Frets are worn, they're not level, it's missing a nut. So we're going to do first off we're going to do some fret leveling. We'll put the nut in just before we restring it. What fret leveling is, over time, these still wires are the frets, and over time they become worn. So some bits become low and you get dips in it and you get higher bits. When you finger a note, you push a string down and it touches against the fret and it buzzes away like crazy because it hits a fret further along the neck, which creates a buzz and gives a horrible tone. This guitar was buzzing all over the place pretty much. I've already taken the time to put some masking tape on. That's to protect the fretboard, the wood below, because I am going to be using some files. I've got some jeweler's files here. Links for all the tools I'm using will be in the description. Most of them are new for purpose for here. A couple of tools I've made by myself. Fret leveling block. It's just a plain piece of wood with double-sided sticky tape and P600 wet and dry paper. You don't want to go too hard on the frets because you don't want to wear them down too much and then have to refret the whole guitar. First off, what do? We've got to find out which ones are not level. I'm probably going to go into a close-up for this, but for the moment I will give you a quick idea of what we do. We take something that we know has a perfectly flat edge. This is a machined piece of metal designed for measuring string distances from the fretboard, but what we need to do is go 3 frets at a time, and we check it for rocking. So what we do is we put weight on either side and we rock it, and if there's a rocking motion then those frets need leveling. We do it in 3 places. We do it on the top side of the fretboard, middle and the other edge. Those ones aren't looking too bad. There's no rocking on there. As we move up, we do 3 at a time and we look for rocking. Is it? This one isn't too bad. We're doing okay. Also, I'm supporting the guitar neck. These are bags of seeds, and I have a towel on the table to stop any scratching of the body. And there's also another towel, smaller towel, underneath the guitar, just to give it a little rest. So I have no rocking on the guitar here. Let's go through. Oh, okay. So here, I don't know if you can hear it. There's a tiny amount of rocking on this side. It's just very slight, but it's enough to warrant taking a look at. So what I'll do, I'll take a Sharpie and I will mark on the fret exactly where it was. Okay, there it is. There's a bit of rocking here. So the middle fret right about here needs a bit of work, so we can focus more on that area. It's a permanent marker. Having tape on the board already means that I can mark the tape where I want. I will be marking the frets later for crowning, but we'll go into that a little bit later. I'm going to move on along the fretboard. I found another little point there. I'm going to mark it. As you go up the fretboard towards the higher register notes, the frets do get thinner, so all I have to do is turn my card this way and we'll be able to measure rocking, look for rocking on the higher frets. But for now, I'm going to crack on with the frets I've gotten to. Okay. Okay, there's a little bit of rocking on this one here, so we're just going to mark that point. Obviously, you can check more than 3 points if you wish. A little bit of rocking here on this one. And there. Okay, that one needs a lot of work. We're still just covering 3 at the moment here. There's a little bit of rock in there. That one's okay. We're getting to the point now where we can't quite reach 3, so I'm going to spin the card over and use the thinner side to fit into the smaller frets. Okay, there's a little bit of rock in there. Mark that one off. We will be filing all the frets. You can do spot checking on the frets and just work on the frets that need it. But I'm going to give the guitar a once over and make sure everything is all cool. That's another one there. Okay, when we're filing, we'll gently file each along the fretboard. I tend to do it in sections, maybe 3 sections for a neck this size. And then I'll gently do it once or twice, a couple of runs over, and then go back with the rocker card just to make sure I'm not overdoing it, because you don't want to wear the frets down too far. It's a whole other problem and you'll end up having to change the frets out. Bigger job, much bigger job. Yeah, that one's in need of attention. Yeah, that one needs it all along. Yeah, so we're getting so much buzzing because all the strings up, or the frets up this end, are in much worse condition. They need a lot of attention. So when you finger something down here, these frets are going to be higher up and they're going to cause a buzz. It's going to catch the string slightly as it vibrates in the air to create the sound. Yeah, definitely. That's what the problems were. Okay, let's crack on. This is just a planed piece of wood, so I know it's a very flat edge. I've got some P600 paper. I've put some double-sided sticky tape onto the wood and then attached the sticky paper. And we're just going to crack on with this. We'll just gently move across the frets and we'll check it again. Very gentle motion. Don't want to upset the strings. That's it. We'll take a rocker. We're also going to be cleaning, oiling and conditioning the fretboard as well. Wood gets dry, it shrinks, it cracks. So we're going to give this love and attention that it needs. And she should be sounding wonderful in no time at all. Okay, first 3 look good. We can avoid doing those again. There's a little bit of a rock here, so that needs some more tension when we come back over again. That side's okay. Give me a little bit of rock just there. That side's okay. That one's okay. So we'll come back over to this fret here, which needed the extra attention. Give it a little rub. Try to avoid rubbing your finger like I just did. Okay, a little bit more here. Just to see if it needs to be leveled some more. So this bit here needs a bit more leveling, and along this side here. Let's take a couple more frets higher. That one's good. That one still needs some attention. Okay, so this here, it's there. Okay, we're just And this is pretty much what you're paying for. It's a labour of love because you can't go too hard at it. You know what needs to be done. You know where it is, but you don't want to use too high grade of paper. 300, I wouldn't risk it myself. Okay, that's it. That's looking a whole load better now. Okay, this guitar is actually going to be getting some extra work done, but won't be this time. It's an old guitar. We will be looking to put an electrics box in here, volume tone, and we will be putting in a piezo pickup in the bridge. But that's for a future event, not this time. I do have another tool, a smaller tool, which I use in the higher areas. Yeah, okay. Yeah, that's why it is buzzing. Okay. Okay, this one needs a lot of care. So what I'm going to do, I did buy a tool on Amazon. It was the cheapest tool I could find. It's a grinding stone for taking the frets. And yeah, this grinding stone is probably the worst luthier tool I've ever found. Avoid it at all costs. It just comes in a plastic container like this. If you see them on Amazon, I'll put a link to it, what to avoid. It was absolutely useless, but I did keep it out to warn you, but also to say that it comes with these fret guards. And these go over, you got a larger size there for the bigger area, and you get different fret wire gauges. I've already got tape on the guitar, but I'm going to put this on because I'm going to take a jeweler's file just to take this one down because it's so much bigger than the rest. Which one do I want? Yeah. Okay, this one will do fine. I'm just going to apply very gentle pressure and just minimal movement. Now there is a radius on the fretboard, meaning that the fretboard curves slightly. Maybe that's better, like this. It's difficult to see, but each fretboard, different types of fretboards have their own radius. So you don't want to put this on and just go across. You want to follow the curve as it comes around, or else you're just going to end up with a horribly flat fret. There is a tool which I don't have in the workshop for filing radius for various guitars. You find a Gibson Les Paul has one type, then Super Strat will have another, and Fender Stratocaster will have another type of radius. Different shape necks to suit different people. some of the toughest guitar fret crowning I've ever had to do. The higher end frets had obviously never been worked on before, so they were pretty tough going, especially as I had to lay them dead flat with the large file, which I've never had to use on a guitar before. That was some tough going. I'm almost out of breath. Gonna need a drink after this. Okay, I'm just gonna mark the frets up again and go over it one more time. As well, there are scratches on the frets here, so I'm going to go over it with steel wool after I do the final step of filing, which is the fret dressing. On the edge of each fret here, I'll give you a close-up, it goes at about a 30-degree angle, and the frets can be proud and still, well, because the neck dries out, the neck can shrink. The frets will stay the same size, but it means they'll poke out over the edge of the guitar. And when you slide your hand up to play, it feels rough, doesn't feel good. So I'm going to give another 30-degree slope to that with my files, and then we'll give it a once over with steel wool, and that will also clean up the fretboard, and then we can go on and oil and condition the fretboard. I'm using a Luthier's Choice product. Fantastic stuff. I've been using them for years, and that should put some moisture back into the neck, stop any further cracking, hopefully. Although there isn't much cracking in here, but it needs a bit of a clean. I have gone over it already with a plastic credit card to scrape off some of the gunk. Quite a bit came off, but as you're playing, the skin comes off your fingers. You got oily, greasy hands. They tend to stick in right behind the frets. Yeah, it was pretty prominent on this guitar, but I have given it a slight cleanup, so it'll just be a case of applying the oil conditioner after I've finished on the edges. A little while to go. Okay, let's finish up marking up all these. Also, when the marker's on it, you can see any scratches that may, or divots which may be in each fret. It just gives you an idea of what really needs to be looked at. I'm using a permanent marker here. I find the whiteboard markers don't stay on the fret very well. Cool. Okay, just give it a quick once over again. I can actually see my lines from the ink already. I can see there's a couple of bits that need a little bit extra work, but for the most part, there's just a very thin line down the top of each fret wire. This is just the final little cleanup. Might in some cases need to do this 2 or 3 times, but I did okay with the first round. Lovely. Beautiful. Okay, this is coming out really well. I'm very pleased with how this is coming out. Unfortunately, I'm working on one camera, which is my Android phone, which I'm saying hello to you on now. I am looking for any money that I make through this channel is going to be going towards new tools, new cameras, new equipment. Everything will be pumped back into it. I'm making my money through music lessons, so if you go to whistlermusic.uk, you can check out the pricing there for lessons. And they're fairly reasonable. They're all online, one-to-one lessons. I pretty much have a a 5-week course. First lesson's free, and then I've got a 5-week course of 2 lessons a week, 30 minutes each lesson. In that time, you learn the basics, you learn the lingo, the dialect that I'll be using so you can understand what I'm talking about. Some basic techniques, you learn your first scales, your first chords. We start putting it together. There's discounts for OAPs, students, and anybody who's on low income. Just give me a shout. We can figure something out. Music is wonderful. It should be enjoyed by the masses. So don't be shy. If you really want to learn guitar and the classes are a little bit priced out of your range, just give me a shout. We can figure something out. I'm currently teaching. I've got 7 students that I teach online at the moment. 1 in Lebanon, 1 in Dublin, and the rest in the UK. I do lessons for juniors as well, from 4 till 10, which is music fun play. The kids don't even know they're learning music theory while we're playing. We do marching exercises, clapping exercises. We do things, what does this remind you of, or what does it make you think of? And we can do a slow elephant moving through on the lower bass notes in the piano, or we can do twinkly little high notes for a mouse running around a field or something like that. Then we do ear training as well, which is wonderful. If you can give your kids a start on ear training at a young age, we just play higher or lower. Does that sound higher than this? Does that sound lower than that? At first we make we have it so it's extreme differences, low to high, and then you start tightening it up, and the kids get better and better at finding notes, and you may even find a child with perfect pitch at the end of it, hopefully. But we make it fun. We've got 30-minute lessons, 45-minute lessons, and 1-hour lessons. There's discounts for block bookings. And I really love teaching. There's testimonies on the website from people I've played with over the years and from parents of students. All of my students are young at the moment, but in my years of teaching, I've taught adults of all ages. So don't be shy, it's never too late to learn. I'm actually learning to play piano. And it's really helped with my own music theory. I've always struggled with it. But seeing it on a piano laid out in a linear fashion compared to who knows what the notes are on the guitar, I do, and I can teach you as well. But it's not as easy as looking down on a piano that's got a structure that's easy on the eye, shall we say. There's a list of prices for luthier work as well. If you want to give your old guitars a new lease of life, check out the prices there. Again, it's a rough guide, so check them out. If you want stuff done, if you want something done, you can message me, you can email me at alan@whistlermusic, WHISTLERMUSIC.UK, and we can talk about anything guitar related you want. I can also do ear training. If you're not learning an instrument, ear training can be done either way. If you're a vocalist, I can't sing, so I'm not going to teach you any of the techniques a vocal coach would. However, we can work through your ear training if you are a vocalist or if you're interested in becoming a vocalist. Similar exercises to the ones we have for the kids. These are coming up wonderfully. I like it. I'm passionate about music. I play everything from classical music. I teach standard syllabus for the Royal College of Music here in the UK. It would be the same exams, it's similar syllabus, sorry, for the Irish Royal College of Music in Ireland. If you're in a country that has a different syllabus, by all means we can look at that. It's all going to be the same in the end. You will get there. And we can look at the syllabus and we can take it from there. Certainly it won't be very different around the world. Maybe some of the pieces that they ask you to play for each gradings and so on, but it's music theory, it's global, it's all the same. So I also teach right the way through rock music. I really don't teach jazz. I'm going to finish this up, fast forward through, and Join me in a second. Okay, we've finished. I've finished the filing now. Just wiping off any of the metal parts because they'll scratch the wood on the fretboard when we go on to do other things. We don't want that. For our cutaway, how do we do this? Okay, for our cutaway, I've taken a template of which way around? Okay, let me pop the guitar up like this for now. So I'm working off one camera. I do have an account called a Buy Me a Coffee account. It's an alternative to Patreon. And if you like my videos, if you like the work I do, you can contribute to the channel to work on its upkeep. And again, everything goes towards tools, upgrading the channel, better cameras. But going forwards, I've taken a template here of just a quadrant, if you like, of the guitar, where at the top here where we're going to put the cutaway in. So we're going to be laying it down like so, and we can then use it to chop out the piece that we want to disappear. So my line, I'm going to have a line. Let me just line it up properly. The cutaway is going to come along and sweep through like so. So this part's going to disappear. When I do cut this out, I will be leveling the frets on this side, or sorry, dressing the frets on this side. I can't really get to it now, and I don't want to scuff any of the body with a big file. There's just no need for it at the moment until we get the cutaway done. So that'll be maybe not the next video, maybe one or two after. So what we're looking for now is wherever there's proud here, and I can feel the little metal bits sticking out on top. I am going to run another bit of tape along the fretboard, or the neck side of the fretboard, just to give it a little bit more protection. And it's going to be just under where the fret wire appears. Okay, and that's all nicely protected now. And I'm just going to take my file and run it along the edge, just to take off any rough edge. That way, when you slide your fingers up the neck, playing your really fast solos or your fantastic classical pieces, you just won't feel the metal. That's the theory anyway, and it works in practice. Wonderful. That feels lovely. Forgive me for turning the back of the guitar, but I'm going to tape up this side of the neck too. Again, I'm only going to go to here because you're not going to be getting your fingers up any higher on the frets. Beautiful. Okay. That's it, we're done. Now, the next step is a little bit harder. It's the 35-degree angle at the end of the frets. And there's one more step after that. I'm just going to round off the edges of the corners that I trim off with the file here. Okay. I'm just going to follow the slant that's in it already. This really is just a very fine file, just to flatten them off again after the dressing, or after the crowning and leveling. flip her over again, and we're going to do this side. Okay, and we will take care of the hard ones. Just being very careful not to scrape any of the body. I suppose this bit's being cut off, so I don't need to be too careful. But I'll leave the rest for when we get the cutaway done. And with this, there are slight little burrs left on the metal. So what I'm going to do, flip her over again, and I'm just going to go into each corner and just give it a rounded edge. So I'm motioning like this, and it'll just take the edge off, and everything will be smooth and wonderful. That was easy. Tape is off. Now I am going to wear a glove for this because I cannot stand the feeling of steel wool. Okay, let's see. What grades do we have here? I'm going to go for the finest grade on here, which is medium, 16 pads, 1 medium. Again, links for all these will be in the into the description. So it's a little bit fine. This is good. Okay, they're all fine. Oh, forgive me. Okay, this stuff goes everywhere. So I'm just going to start using a circular motion on the fretboard because you don't want to leave scratches. This stuff is terrible. It flakes off everywhere. You might want to wear a mask if you're using it. Oh, that's bringing up the frets nicely. Lovely and shiny. It wasn't agreed for this guitar, but you can use a Dremel tool with a buffing wheel on it if you like. and it really does. You can use a compound, and this kind of stuff you clean your silver with if you have silver that you clean. Okay, remember circles inside the fretboard, and then you can just go straight over and across. The frets wire themselves. Beautiful. I don't know if you can see the color differences there, but there's a clean fret and a not so clean fret. I don't have a second glove, so I'm just going to have to get over this and touch it. Gets it back. Lucky guy. Okay. Right, next thing to do, I'm going to get a dry cloth. Excuse me. Yeah. Flip that over. Okay, yeah, we're tidy. This is not really one of my things, but I will look to improve on that as the videos appear. Okay, going to shake my luthier's choice well. This is to oil and condition the fretboard. Slight odor, not much. Quite pleasant, a mild smell. And we're just going to rub that in. We don't want to leave any blobs in any of the frets. It's not what it's for. This neck has dried out quite a bit, so what we want to do really is leave this to dry in and then hit it again another couple of times maybe, just to be sure. Oh, this is coming up so well. That's absorbing straight into the wood. It's such a dry neck. Oh. Boy, does she look good when she's brought up. Okay, just to give you a quick glance, you can see these are the dry bits, and these are the bits that are oiled. It is drying in really quickly, but that's a good sign. We'll keep hydrating it or oiling it and get the moisture back into her. Yamaha C40 is a workhorse. It's been around for years and years and years, and it's an entry-level guitar, but it's a popular guitar for a reason. Oh, this neck feels lovely now. I can see the dry patches where it's just getting absorbed straight in. I'm going to leave this sit for a while and come back and hit her up once more. Oh, that's beautiful. I can't stop. Wow, okay. I'll leave it be for now and say that's Luthier's Choice by Gibson Guitars. It is a Gibson product and I love it. It works really well. I've heard great things about Crimson Guitars, oil conditioning, oil and conditioner. I've seen those in other luthier videos. I would highly recommend Crimson Guitar. Fantastic business, wonderful guitar makers, guitar luthiers, guitar repairers. They really are top of the game. Check them out. I'll put a link to them in my description. Okay, I'll be back in a while. Okay, hi, welcome back. I've oiled the neck up 5-6 times since I went away. It's just sitting on top nicely now and it's absorbing more slowly, so I reckon there's enough on there now. Next thing to tackle is applying the nut. The nut is basically a plastic nut. Again, the owner of the guitar just wanted a cheap repair done, so this is a cheap plastic nut from Northwest Guitars. It fits in perfectly there. You can see that's how it's going to sit and it'll be lined up. It fits perfectly. Okay, what we're going to do, I'm going to take some CA glue with some hardener spray here. I'm just going to put a couple of dots of glue on the neck here because we don't want it glued in tight. The strings will be keeping it down anyway. You can put it in without gluing, but I wouldn't recommend that. You might get some movement. But you want to be able to change it again at a later stage, so least amount of glue possible. I'm just going to use a wooden fork and I'm going to dab a couple of dabs along. If you want to come along and change it later, you simply take a hammer and a screwdriver and tap it out and it should come out with very little resistance. Let's have a look now. Okay, there's a rounded side which goes towards the head of the guitar and the flat side goes into the flat side of the fretboard. I'm just going to spray a hardener on here and that should go off in 10 seconds. So we want to align it perfectly and that's it, it's in. Job done. That's it, easy as that. Okay, we're pretty much ready to restring the guitar now. And it's quite an interesting one for me as soon as I find the strings. On classical guitars, I've always put the strings through the bridge and tied them off, and you wrap one around the other and they tie each other on. This time around I've got ball end classical strings, which I've never tried before. I've seen great feedback for them being quick and easy, and I've seen feedback where the balls drop off after 2 weeks. So we're going to give them a go and we'll revisit the guitar in a couple of weeks. Thanks to the owner and giving me access to it, and we'll see how they lasted. Okay, back in a sec. Hey, okay, found them. Pop these open. I've never tried these before. These are an Estopala early ball ball end 6th string. Let's try and feed this one through and see how we go. So it's just like stringing up a normal steel string acoustic. This is a classical guitar, so it will have 3 steel wound strings and 3 nylon strings. Let's get them all into place first. That's the E. I'm just going to lay that across there and see if that will allow me to run the strings straight up. No, it doesn't. Okay, there's the A. Okay, when you're working with new strings, I've strung it up and I've tuned it into standard tuning. It sounds terrible. That's because when you put the strings on, they're going to be pulling tight, pulling loose here. The pressure is going to be pulling on and pulling on and pulling on it, just making the knots tighter, 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 and the string will become slacker. As well with the steel strings, they are going to stretch a little bit. Plastic ones don't stretch so much, but they will loosen up at the head here. As you tighten them, the pressure goes on them, the strain goes on them, and they will loosen and slacken off. The way to combat this is to take your string around the 12th fret and give it a little tug. And that'll both stretch the string more, puts even pressure on because the 12th fret should be halfway between the nut and the bridge. So it applies even pressure. You can just give it a tug. I'm pulling it a fair bit out there, but I'm not applying too much pressure. I'm not testing it in any way. As the strings go up from E, A, D, G, B to E, the tension is tighter, so be careful. Okay, I'm gonna go and do another round of that. I'm gonna do this 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 times. I'm gonna bash out a few chords on it. Just give it a little bit of abuse. And hopefully the string should settle in quicker then. Okay, we'll give it a stretch again. Go through them again. bad. It just dropped a little bit out of tune. It didn't go down a half tone at all. And that's usually how I judge it. If it drops down a whole tone, a half tone, give it some more stretching. These are looking great. They're only dropping a little bit out of tune now when I'm stretching them. Okay, stretch them again. I've got used to the field of tension, so I'm able to give it a little bit more each time. And that's just that was just flat of E. It wasn't going down to D sharp at all. Same with the A. Tiny adjustment to D. F did drop all, or G did drop all the way down to F sharp. B is just in the A sharp zone. Sorry, I have a dent in my finger from pulling the strings. That's my excuse for fluffing notes there. Okay, so the G's gone out already. I'm going to give G another tug. Okay, they're staying in a little bit better. I'm going to bash away at them for a little while longer, and come back and play a little something. It sounds really great. The action is fantastic. I can barely feel, I can't feel anything running up and down the fretboard. It is smooth as a baby's bum. Really pleased with how this has turned out. I'll do a little bit of tidying up. There's some marks in the body, but I haven't been asked to take care of them, so I'm just going to give it a polish up, and I'll come back and play us out. Okay, so I'm back. I've been playing away on her for quite some time now. She sounds amazing. She doesn't sound like a 20-year-old guitar anymore. New strings always make a difference, but I should have done a video when I first got her, because there was buzzing just everywhere, all over the fretboard, no matter where you played. Couldn't do that without having a buzz on nearly every fret. That was impossible to do. She really sounds fantastic. The fretboard has absorbed all the oil, and the last lot was absorbed really slowly. I hope you can hear the guitar okay. As I say, we are going to be looking to put electronics in, a tone control, volume control here, and a piezo pickup in the bridge. We may have to change the bridge for that, but that's up to the owner. We will see. Okay, I guess I'll play us out with a little medley. I'm not sure what I'm going to play. I'm just going to start playing and see what comes out. I'm a big Metallica fan, so it's probably going to be a lot of Metallica stuff, but here you go. I hope you enjoy. I hope you enjoyed the video. Please like and share if you did. Subscribe to my channel. Check out my website, whistlermusic.uk, for lessons. There's videos going to be uploaded there of me playing. Some small lessons. YouTube channel which you're checking out, I'm going to be doing 5-minute videos of lessons, and I do have I'll put a link to my Buy Me a Coffee site, which is like Patreon. You can basically pay money to see videos. It's going to be outtakes of all the things that go wrong in the shop that you won't get to see on the videos here. There will be further lessons, so I'll give you little teasers of lessons, and they'll be finished off behind the paywall, I'm afraid, but this is my living now. So I'm a content creator as well as a music teacher, musician, and luthier. Looking forward to your comments. I hope you enjoy this. Like, subscribe, and share. See you later, folks. Next video, hopefully better quality. Bye for now.